another review of Life of Chelsea for the Bold and Beautiful August 15, 2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's episode down below. What y'all think, that y'all like it? And also, happy Friday. I hope y'all have a great weekend. But okay, let's talk about it. Now, they did not pick up where they left off on yesterday's episode where Brooke was asking him when he was going to tell Taylor the truth or whatever, and they hugged. They did not pick up where they left off. This episode was just about them revealing that they finna get ready to have a party for Will to celebrate him and Tony's promotion or whatever. They no longer interns. I don't think they said the name. I know Will said something about up and comers or something like that, but they ain't say what they gonna be doing specifically. And I also was like, who is this lady? When they showed her sitting at the table, I was like, I don't remember her. Then I was like, it was another lady on there, but I think she was a model or something. I don't know what her name was. But yeah, look, I said, look, I be trying to give Sheila the benefit of the doubt. But if you want your granddaughter, first of all, you know your granddaughter wanted for not wanted for murder because you know they think she dead, so they can't want her for murder if she dead. But if you know she in trouble or gonna be in trouble if she get exposed, why would you go telling her about Will, trying to be her buddy, her friend? How did that work out for you last time, lady? How did that work out for you last time? Then Lee ain't making it no doggone better. First, she was telling her, I don't know how they got to talking about, you know, the fact that nobody can know that Luna's alive until they figure out, you know, what they're dealing with. I'm like, what they dealing with? What y'all dealing with? Jail, prison. What you talking about, girl? You over here talking about the doggone until y'all figure out what they dealing with. I said, what's she talking about? You know she's supposed to go to jail. And they still ain't remind her. Well, they kind of did. They kind of remind her that she's supposed to be in jail. I mean, she don't need no reminder, but apparently everybody in that room needed a reminder. She over here on snitch and told about the party. And they showed on next week's episode, they having a party at El Jardino. And it looked like they wearing masks and stuff. And I was like, are they about to get ready to do the storyline where she either got on the same clothes as Electra, she done did something that put her clothes on, I don't know, if she done went slept with this man or what. I don't know how they finna spin it, but they show Luna there. I think she got on the wig, but then she grabs a mask, and I don't know if that was the same mask that Electra had or what, but I said, here we go, y'all. I said, here we go. I was hoping at least they got finished with this whole Ridge, Taylor, Brooks storyline, but no. No. I think the only thing other than that they showed, I think they showed Carter talking to Ridge saying that he wants to marry Hope or whatever. She gonna be talking to Liam and saying there's no place she'd rather be. I told y'all what I've been saying this whole time. Her and Steffi. They just wanted to sit up here and do the same thing they're doing with Taylor, Brooke, and Rich. I told y'all. I say, okay, now, it's one thing, of course, he the father of your child, he your ex-husband. Of course, you're going to be tending to him, making sure he okay, yada, yada, yada. But okay, now that you know he good, why is you in his face talking about something that there's no place that you would rather be? I said, Carter, just get, what's her name? I forgot the lady's name. What's her name? Daphne. I said, Carter can't never have nobody to himself. He always got to share or go run around with somebody that don't want him. Talking about there's no place you rather be. If you don't get your tail over there with your fiance, he over here telling Ridge how he really wants to marry Hope. Sir, just leave it alone at this point, because now she know he okay. Talking about there's no place she'd rather be. Then they got Liam standing up there with the doggone band-aid on. I said first they had the little wraparound around his head. Knowing doggone well she just drew that line down his skull. Now, then they had something else, some other like band-aid thing on his head. Now, on next week's episode, they got it on the, I don't know if that was the left side. I'm assuming that was the left side. Either way it go, it's all the way at the back of his head. I said, now they know they tell the story. He just found out that he was okay. Why he got another band-aid on his head? That remind me of the first band-aid he had. I think when, was it during the, it wasn't during the father-daughter dance at Steffi house, because he had on the cap. Was it before then? Or after then? I don't know. Y'all probably know what scene. I think it was a brown band-aid. It was at the top of his head or whatever. But yeah, on today's episode, so we just gonna scan down the notes, y'all. Sheila, Lee, and Luna. Lee was just talking to Luna saying that, you know, she's doing remarkably well and stuff like that. So I'm assuming they finna go to the next step, tell her, you know, you gonna have to leave town or something. You gonna have to leave town. Now that you're doing okay, you gonna have to leave town in order to, you know, start a new life. I think she did mention something about, hold on, let me pause this. I think she did mention something about her starting a new life or starting over or something like that, and Luna made a face. And I was like, and then I think Sheila made a face too, and I said, what y'all think this is? What y'all think this is? She's supposed to be in jail. If she go out and people see her, she's going to jail. Now she might get out of jail like Sheila. I don't pop this rubber band. She might get out of jail like Sheila, but you know, that's that on that. But yeah, Lee ends up saying that no one can know that Luna's alive until they figure out, you know, what they're dealing with or whatever. I'm assuming talk about her charges and stuff like that. Brooke, no, I didn't write down Electra and Ivy. Electra and Ivy, I think at first they were just talking about, she was like, something about it's Will's big day. And she's like, what do you mean? So they started talking about him being promoted and stuff. Brooke, Katie, Will, Tony. I didn't write down Tony's name because I didn't feel like, we don't know her. Like, well, I don't know her. I don't know. I didn't even know she was an intern. I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention or what, but yeah, it was her, it was Tony, Will, Katie, and Brooke. They was all sitting there talking to Will and Tony and just saying, they being promoted and stuff like that. Brooke said she's grateful to be, I think at first they were talking about the fact that she had the boating accident and she grateful to be alive. They end up revealing that Will and Tony getting a promotion. They show Sheila because I think that Luna said something about she wanted a pizza from El Jardino, a margarita pizza or something like that. And I say, how that work? Do it have the margarita little drink stuff in it or what? But yeah, so she looks like she can go get it. So she went there. She talked to the server lady or whatever, and she supposed to go and get it for her. So she hid once she seen Brooke and them at the table and Will. So she just standing up there eavesdropping, and she found out that he's being promoted. She found out that they gonna celebrate him and have a party, and she took her tail back over there with Luna and Toad. But yeah, let me see. Let's see. I already said Sheila eavesdropping. Luna ends up asking Lee if she's pretty. She tells her, of course you're pretty. What kind of question is that? And she was like, I know what this is about. And she tells her, to stop thinking about boys, especially Will Spencer or whatever. And I said, exactly, you worried about the wrong thing, girl. I said, she's still crazy as ever. I knew didn't nothing change. I knew doggone well didn't nothing change. Then she gonna have the audacity to tell her she gonna treat it like, what she said, boarding school, military school, she the drill sergeant, something crazy she done told this lady. You think Luna crazy tell, care anything about that? She done murdered 2 people. She put Steffi in the cage. She was trying to murder her too. She shot Liam. She was trying to shoot Steffi. She shot Sheila. And they just sitting there, acting crazy. Hold up. I said, what's not clicking for you too? They over here just a bun and a happy and just smiling. I said, okay, y'all know y'all could be in danger, right? If she wants something and she feel like you standing in her way, don't she be trying to get rid of her? They over here acting like stuff cool. Well, let me see what else. Ivy said that Will's putting Electra needs above his own. They was talking about the same thing, her and Will sleeping together and stuff like that. She's still not ready. But at the end of this episode, she was kind of hinting at it. I was reading some people comments and they was like, they'll be glad when Luna and Will hook up because, Electra shouldn't be teasing him. And I think it's amazing, or crazy, I don't know. I think it's amazing that we all could be looking at something and we all have different perspectives. We all looking at the same thing, but one person can think this and another person can think that. Cause ain't no way. Sit up here and looked at this crazy girl. They think that she deserve anybody. I take that back. That she deserve anything aside from jail. You can't tell nobody. If she ain't ready, she ain't ready. She should stick to her first mind. That's how you mess up. Not stick to your first mind. Well, yes, I was like, it's amazing how we all could be looking at the same thing and have different perspectives or whatever. But everybody entitled to how they feel. Because I know some people like Brooke, some people like Taylor, some people don't like neither one of them. That's just how it is. I don't have a favorite. I always say that. Like, people be asking me who's your favorite on the show. I don't have no favorite. I think they all had pick and choose. Not pick and choose. I think they all be doing crazy stuff at one point or another. Hold on. Let's see what else. But yeah, they was just talking about that. And she was just talking about Will. They both were just talking about Will and how he is and the fact that he's putting Electra needs above his own. Lee ends up saying, trying to explain things to Luna. That's why I was like, okay, you're not getting it, lady. She told me, this is no laughing matter. This is serious. You did some serious things. What you did was not okay. And what you did ain't okay either. You over here talking about you risked it all. And you put everything on the line to help her and stuff like that. And that's your problem. I was about to say that's your first problem. But the first problem is that you keep blaming your sister. Now, your sister should have did better, obviously, and stuff like that. And there's no excuse for what she did. She was wrong. I say she contributed to it a percentage. I would say a fraction. A little percentage of it. But for the most part, the rest of it is all on Luna. The rest of it is all on Luna. They was talking about, how she was raised by her sister and Luna mama or whatever and stuff like that. And if she had been raised by Finn, she would turn out differently or whatever. And they both agreed on that. But yeah, she was telling her this is no laughing matter, that she put everything on the line for her, that she would do what she say. Excuse me. She told her, you gonna do what I say. And she said it in like a authority voice to mean business, but I didn't take it that way. I took it as she gonna laugh at you, lady. She don't care. What part of that don't you understand? I want to know, though, is Sheila, because Sheila, when Lee called her and told that Luna wasn't there, and she was like, where could she be or whatever, she was at their place, her and Dickie's place, so she right downstairs or upstairs or something like that. So do y'all think she gonna end up stopping her before she get a chance to do anything, or what? Let me know down below. Let's see. Katie and them was talking about Luna and how they basically glad that she's gone and she can't hurt nobody, and she was just back there looking all suspicious and crazy and stuff like that, like she feels some type of way. Electra ends up saying, she wants her first time to be special and everything like that. Brooke wants to throw Will a party, and she chased with Deacon. He said it's okay if they do that. What else? I had wrote down, I said Sheila gonna snitch, and she already did, y'all. Lee wants Luna to tell her that, she won't do anything like that again and stuff like that. And I think by this time, that's when Sheila walked in and asked what she was walking in on. And what did Luna say? She wished she wasn't so strict or whatever. And basically, Sheila told her to cut her some slack. But then she went right on to snitch and tell about Will getting a promotion and the fact that they having a party. And I said, you over here trying to score brownie points and stuff. I said, why would you go tell her that? Now she don't snuck a little tail up out of there. But yeah, I think the last thing, let's see. Last thing, Electra, I already said Electra seemed like she's ready to go on take it there with Will or whatever, because she was hinting at it. She was saying how it's going to be a special night for both of them. They end up hugging and everything like that. So I'm assuming she's finna get ready to try. Now, if she actually get a chance to, or they actually get a chance to hook up, I don't know. Because they showed Luna, look like Luna's grabbing the mask. I don't know if that was the same mask that, had on. But either way it go, it's like you can't tell. Because people were speculating, I had seen the promo before I actually seen the episode. And I was reading the comments, and people were saying they think that it's gonna be like before. I think they said Brooke had hooked up with somebody. Brooke had hooked up with did they say Hope or Bridget boyfriend? I don't know which one they said. Either way it go, they were saying something about masquerade and that's how it happened and stuff like that. So it might be a repeat. And I was like, but you supposed to know? Can't you tell the difference? I don't want to say built. I don't think they look nothing alike, even with the mask on. And it's kind of hard to. They be over here trying to act like on these shows and movies. All they be having on is a mask. Their hair be the same. Everything be the same except the fact that they got a mask on. They over here like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that wasn't you. Then I didn't notice. I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, because they've been talking about this for a few days now. When they was talking about the deep face and what Remy did, and he was like, he knew it wasn't her body and stuff like that. But I was like, how did you know? Did he say he would be able to tell? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think he said that he would be able to tell her body or something like that. I didn't know that was foreshadowing this. Well, that's what people saying. That don't mean it's true though. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Let me know your thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, this is Her Girls Today.